My name is Rayma Mika. Originally from North Carolina, lived in Oklahoma, settling down now here in Mississippi. So I wanted to go back to school. It's been a goal of mine to go back to be more independent, self-reliant, but I knew I had to go get my GED. Working in retail has been really difficult, especially as you get older. It's not a position that you want to stay in forever. So I wanted to take those steps to further my career and secure my future. So I decided to go back to school, get my GED so that I can have something that's more sustainable long term. All my paralegal technology classes are online, so that's been really helpful as far as balancing work in home life and school life. My goals for the future are to be a paralegal so I can have that independency. Going back to school as an adult is pretty intimidating, so she really held me, held my hand, encouraged me to keep coming back. And one of the times I hadn't been back for a long time. So she called me on the phone. She's like, "Where are you? We miss you," And it was really encouraging to know that, people really care about you. You're not just another student. So having her call me made me come back and finish my GED courses. And then the same day that I finished, I was like, okay, so what are my next steps to enrolling into college? Not really knowing if I was actually going to follow through with it. And they just literally took me by the hand and helped me take all those next steps, and which made it really easy. So I left there completing my GED and enrolled in classes that very same day. My advice would be just to do it, because time is passing no matter what, and you just want to go ahead and take those steps, even if you're working on one class at a time. Like I said, the staff was really helpful, and it makes the process less painful, as well as the GED courses were free. So there's no reason not to do it. You don't have anything to lose.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renasant Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renasant Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the ICC Hour here on SuperTalk Mississippi 101.9 FM. I'm Adam Gore. I'm the Sports Information Director and Director of Media Relations at ICC. And as always, I can't thank you enough for making us a part of your Tuesday afternoon here with the ICC Hour. And as always, the ICC Hour is being presented by Renasant Bank.
Renasant Rewards Extra is the checking account that checks all the boxes. Roadside assistance? Check. Cell phone insurance? Check. More than 400,000 local shopping discounts? Check. Up to $25 per month in ATM refunds and a great rate? Check. All in an easy-to-use mobile app. To open an account or find out more about Renasant Rewards Extra Checking, go to renasantbank.com or visit us at any of our more than 190 locations throughout the South. Renasant Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
On today's show, we're going to take a look at a memorandum of understanding that was signed between ICC and the Preferred Candidate Program with the Mississippi Highway Patrol. The initiative is a pilot program that will be implemented at ICC, and we are the only community college in the state that was selected for the program. Now, you'll hear from ICC President Dr. Jay Allen and other members of the Mississippi Highway Patrol talk about the program in the first segment of the day. Also, in case you didn't know, it's Super Bowl weekend. and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will square off on Sunday. Now, we're going to jump in the Wayback Machine and revisit an interview with Pernell McPhee, ICC Athletic Hall of Famer and former Super Bowl champion who played for the Baltimore Ravens this past season. He'll talk about his time and memories here at ICC, so you'll want to stick around for that in our second segment this afternoon. Then we'll wrap up the show by taking a look at Mr. Nathan Ward's Mississippi Humanities Teacher of the Year presentation from last week. Now, it won't be the full presentation, but it's a great and inspirational presentation given by Nathan. So I do encourage you to visit the Itawamba Community College YouTube channel to listen to or watch the speech in its entirety when you have time. So also don't forget to subscribe to the channel while you're there to help us get those numbers up. Now, we've got a jam-packed show, so let's get to it. Right after these words from our sponsors, back with more right after this on the ICC Hour.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest price pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing. Yep, tastes like $1 million.
Pepperoni cheeser. Only $7.
Pizza.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Renasant Rewards Extra is the checking account that checks all the boxes. Roadside assistance? Check. Cell phone insurance? Check. More than 400,000 local shopping discounts? Check. Up to $25 per month in ATM refunds and a great rate? Check. All in an easy-to-use mobile app. To open an account or find out more about Renasant Rewards Extra checking, go to RenasantBank.com or visit us at any of our more than 190 locations throughout the South. Renasant Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the ICC Hour presented by the bank that understands you. That's Renasant Bank. Visit RenasantBank.com. Now, in our first segment of the show, we're going to take a look back at the Memorandum of Understanding for the Preferred Candidate Program for the Mississippi Highway Patrol. Now, that's a mouthful. I'm glad I got through that there. It was signed this past Tuesday on the Tupelo campus. So let's go to that now here on the ICC Hour.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here on the campus of Itawamba Community College. Today, we stand in the lobby of our state-of-the-art academic and student center, which serves as the front door of the Tupelo campus. Today marks a momentous occasion. At ICC, we believe in strengthening and forging partnerships that will richly benefit the success of our outstanding students and the communities that we serve. We also believe in being the first to the table. We are honored to mark the beginning of a great partnership with our friends of some of Mississippi's best, the Mississippi Highway Patrol. Following months of discussions and planning with Lieutenant Turnipseed and Trooper Mullins, I commend Dr. Michelle Summerall, Vice President of Instruction, and her Instructional Affairs team, and Mr. Tyler Camp, Chief of Staff and Special Assistant to the President, and his team in Community Relations for working with the leadership at Mississippi Highway Patrol. This significant partnership will directly benefit students who are focusing on a degree in criminal justice with the goal of providing a direct avenue of employment with the Mississippi Highway Patrol. To provide more background regarding the core program and bringing remarks from the Mississippi Highway Patrol, I invite to the podium Colonel Randy Ginn, Director of MHP. Following Colonel Ginn, we will welcome Commissioner Sean Tyndall with the Mississippi Department of Public Safety to bring remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Allen, Dr. Summerall, and the faculty, administration, and members of the Itawamba Community College family. It's an honor for me to stand here today to come to this point where we are announcing this partnership between Itawamba Community College and the Mississippi Highway Patrol. As a part of the largest law enforcement agency of the state of Mississippi, it's very important for us as we go out and recruit young men and women who would be interested in a career in law enforcement, and specifically with the Mississippi Highway Patrol. And one thing that has become obvious to us through the last few years as we've recruited, it's very important for us to have partnerships, and we can think of no better partner to have as we begin the MHP core program than Itawamba Community College, a leader in education in North Mississippi that I can personally attest to because I know the Itawamba family. And I am very pleased to be here to make this announcement. We are an agency that is, as I said, is the largest law enforcement agency in the state. And when you think of the Highway Patrol, you think of certain things and duties that we perform, but what the MHP Corps will allow us to do is to have one-on-one and group access to students who are interested in a career in law enforcement, and to show them the vast opportunities that are available within the Mississippi Highway Patrol. We're not limited to the uniform divisions, but we have MBI, we have special teams and groups, air operations, and all the many different facets that we as an agency are charged with and duties that we carry out with the state. We're confident that as our recruiters and members of our agency come here and share with those students through the semester, that they will be attracted to a career with the Highway Patrol, and that it's a career that will bring them satisfaction, that will bring security and safety to the citizens of Mississippi as we go out to perform our mission each day. The Highway Patrol is a part of the Mississippi Department of Public Safety, and we are very, very proud of the leadership at our agency. And in fact, the very man who is the leader, who is come in with ideas, come in with new thoughts and new thinking about how we do things or how we might do things better, and is leading the charge as we take this step with ICC, the Commissioner of the Department of Public Safety, Sean Tyndall.
Thank you and good morning. It's certainly my pleasure to be here in Tupelo, Mississippi at Itawamba Community College. When I first was announced as the Commissioner of the Mississippi Department of Public Safety, and I had an opportunity to meet with then the Lieutenant Colonel, Colonel Ginn, and the leadership of the Mississippi Highway Patrol and the Department of Public Safety, one of the things that I emphasized was having an agency that was ripe with opportunity for those that wanted to better themselves and work hard and be a member of our state law enforcement community. As part of that, I felt like I wanted to have an agency that encouraged education. And I can't think of a better partnership to have than to have one with our community college systems here in Mississippi, and particularly Itawamba Community College, as we look at creating a foundation in law enforcement with those that are seeking to better themselves at the community college by giving an opportunity to become a part of the Mississippi Highway Patrol Core program as a seek their education and prepare themselves for a career in law enforcement. I feel that if you want to advance yourself, and it might be through the MHP, Mississippi Highway Patrol, but eventually there will be other opportunities for you throughout the entire DPS. We also have the Office of Homeland Security, we have the Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics, and other divisions that once a trooper has completed their career in Highway Patrol, they will also have other opportunities to advance through our organization. And that advancement, particularly as you move into leadership, is one in which I think a strong foundation at a community college by obtaining your associate's degree and then following up with your bachelor's degree, if you will, creates a lot of opportunities. And so I'm proud that the Colonel, as well as Lieutenant Turnipseed and those others, heard my call and my desire to forge these types of partnerships with our colleges. I'd like to thank Dr. Allen and Dr. Summerall for your efforts in bringing this together. I think it's a bright new day, and I think this is just the beginning. We're going to see a variety of programs that hopefully will come out of this. Going forward, I'd love to see scholarship programs that we can offer to high school seniors looking for a career in law enforcement, where we'll help pay for their college tuition and other expenses if they'll agree to become a member of our law enforcement family at the Department of Public Safety and the Mississippi Highway Patrol. So again, I thank y'all. I thank you for your vision, and I thank you for your willingness to partner with us on this great new adventure. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Ginn and Commissioner Tyndall, for being here with us today as we officially pin this partnership. According to research, having successfully completed a college degree substantially improves the knowledge and abilities of officers on a vast range of areas, from the criminal justice system to critical thinking and managerial skills. At ICC, we believe students who complete this program will be the top cadets in cadet school, as they will have been prepared by the best. Again, thank you to our friends from MHP and the Department of Public Safety for being here today. Immediately following the official signing of the Memorandum of Understanding with Colonel Ginn, we will be available for interviews with our media partners. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you again, and we look forward to a great partnership.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renasant Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renasant Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
It means you've got some oomph, and I got some oomph.
I don't know about your oomph, but impatience doesn't equal spicy.
Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good oomph or a bad oomph?
Would you rather eat in the car or eat at the dinner table at home?
Rather eat in the car.
You can turn on some tunes, dancing, eating. You know how weird we'd look if we did this at the kitchen table?
Sonic Wacky Pack.
Right now, we just having a good time.
Hey, Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family,
Roll Tribe!
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renasant replay. Make the right call with Renasant and get cell phone protection with Renasant Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renasant replay. Sign up for Renasant Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
As we mentioned in the opening of the show, with the Super Bowl weekend being upon us, we're going to look back at an interview with ICC Hall of Famer. This is actually the interview whenever he got accepted into the Hall of Fame, or the presentation that we put together when he got accepted into the Hall of Fame. We'll look at that interview with former Super Bowl champion Pernell McPhee as we step inside the ICC spotlight being presented by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
So I ended up playing my senior year, winning the state championship, led the team in sacks. And Coach Kenny Jackson came to Florida.
Yes.
Came to Pahokee. A lot of people never came to Pahokee before. We chase rabbits down there, so it's very small. He came down there. He was talking to me, and he said he gonna get me, and he ain't gonna let me come back. So I go to ICC, fly to ICC, go on a visit. I end up enjoying it. When I left, I talked to my grandma. I really wasn't gonna go to school.
Right.
So I talked to my grandma. She was like, "Baby, just give it a try." Left and went back to ICC in the summer. Within a week, I called my grandma and said, "Grandma, I'm coming home." I was crying. So football, I was out of it. I'm like, bro, it's too real. And my grandma said, "Come on." And Coach Kenny Jackson, him and Coach Jeff Terrell, they made it real easy, and Miss Seegers, for me to stay, because they gave me that parenting in my life that I ain't have up there, and they gave me that support, in my life that I ain't have. And Miss Seegers, she did a great job, her and Mr. James Seegers. And Coach Jeff Terry, he did a great, like everybody, took turns, invited me to the house, made me feel home, and I just say that's a blessing from God, because, you never know who you'll need in life, or, how they could help you in life. And they helped me out a lot, and played 2 years at ICC, came to All-American, really appreciated the fans and the support. I had a lot of friends go to junior college, and I don't want to go no other junior college besides ICC.
That's awesome.
Because we got the best dorm rooms, we got the best facility, and our basketball team is always good, and our baseball team is always good.
What does ICC mean to you?
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. That is my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It just means everything. It shaped me up. It got my Blue Devils colors. I got a lot of family there still. It's part of my heart. It's part of my heart. It's part of my soul. It's part of my spirit. And it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby. It's everything. And I learned a lot there. It shaped me up to being a great man, because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Miss Seeger, she was one of the. She was like my grandma. And if anybody know me, they know I love my grandma. She was like my grandma. She was there for me. If I need some junk food. On the weekends, like, she'll make me brownies or bring me cookies, and we always had just great talks about how to be a great person. She was special, man. She was special, and Miss Brunson, she also was special. Man, it was all love just in that whole community. It wasn't just the school. I could say it was the whole community. Me dealing with Sean Holiday. I don't know if y'all know Sean Holiday. My guy. Yeah, me and him, just he getting invited in my life and helping me out. I just think as the whole community, as ICC, the Fulton family. I just think that everybody stick together around there, and it's small, and everybody know each other. I think that's what make it great. And and for us to school, I just think the teachers there are very nice. They're very good. They got a lot of patience. The ones I had. I just want to thank ICC just for the award, man. It's a blessing. I never imagined it. I thought I was gonna be in my high school one first, but it's ICC, and this is my first Hall of Fame. I think probably be many to come, and it might not be football. It could be something else I could be in the Hall of Fame of. But I just think it's a great accomplishment in life, and I just think it shows how good God is, and I think it shows that the work that I put in ain't gonna go unrecognized. And I really appreciate it, man. It's crazy. I'm full of joy right now, but man, I just hope ICC turn the football team turn their season around. I hope the people at ICC continue to be great people. I hope the teachers continue to be great leaders, and people who work in the library when Ms. Siegel was there, I hope they still there and they being great people as they was. But I really appreciate everything they gave me, all the blessings they gave me, and all the guidance they gave me. Because without them, I don't think I would have went to Mississippi State, and I was sure there won't be no Baltimore Ravens. So it all started there. Yeah. But I really appreciate it. Very thankful for the honor, and go Indians.
Renasant Rewards Extra is the checking account that checks all the boxes. Roadside assistance? Check. Cell phone insurance? Check. More than 400,000 local shopping discounts? Check. Up to $25 per month in ATM refunds and a great rate? Check. All in an easy-to-use mobile app. To open an account or find out more about Renasant Rewards Extra Checking, go to RenasantBank.com or visit us at any of our more than 190 locations throughout the South. Renasant Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest price pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza, pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing.
Yep, tastes like $1,000,000.
Pepperoni cheeser. Only $7.
Pizza, pizza.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs, and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion, or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton, or online davisfordsales.com.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Welcome back to the ICC Hour. This past week, Mr. Nathan Ward gave his presentation that went along with being named ICC's Mississippi Humanities Teacher of the Year. Now, we're going to jump into this presentation already in progress. And again, if you want to watch this presentation in its entirety, it's available on the Itawamba Community College YouTube page. Just type in Nathan Ward, traditional spellings of those names, Humanities Teacher Award, and it should come up in your search there. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the page while you're there. So let's join that presentation now here with Nathan.
So when I started teaching back in the year 2000. I taught at New Albany High School. I taught at Tupelo starting in 2001 to 2007. I started working here part-time in 2003 and full-time, as Ms. Begnaud said, back in 2007. And so now I'm in my 21st year. So hopefully I've learned a few things, and I would guarantee you that there are some things that I used to do that I don't do anymore. Why? Because they were flat wrong, right? As a first-year teacher, I thought, okay, I'm good. I got this. And I want to apologize to them, mostly those ninth graders, but I thought to myself, they're ninth graders. They weren't listening. So it probably didn't hurt them all that bad, right? So there are some things that I don't do, but I've always been kind of confused by this idea of what is success, right? To be successful, right? Certainly you probably have thought the same thing. So what's successful to one person? What's successful to somebody else? What are the metrics, right? What is the data? What are we trying to go by here to figure out who is and who isn't successful? Well, the good news is everything you do is getting judged, right? So you're getting judged about success or not success on some measurement. You remember elementary school? My wife and I were going through her father's old report cards the other day, and I remembered my own back in first, second, and third grade, and the older people in the room will remember, like, you really were judged based on you were either unsatisfactory, satisfactory, or you were excellent, right? And they even judged you on how you played with others. Now, as somebody who's basically been unapproachable since I can remember, I don't know what they gave me on that, but maybe it was an S, right? You were judged even then on E, S. You didn't want to bring home U's. It was always about E's, right? And I got to thinking, how in the world, what is the standard for that? Like, I like you. I think you act right. Here's an E. You get on my nerves. Here's a U, or here's an S. So my own standards, at least since 2000 when I started teaching, my own standards have had to change over the years. I do not view students the same way I viewed them back in 2000. Back then it was very cut and dry, right? You're A, B, C, D. So I've had to learn a few things over the years. I hope I try to be a little smarter about how I treat people and about how I teach them. So this is some things I wrote down, the measures for success, right? We get measured by our retention rates. Now, they don't judge us, but that's one of the standards we go by. Okay, you've got your SEIs. We just received those today, guys. Weren't those great? Our student evaluation of instructors, where one person, two people in the same class, one person said, I hate it when he always tries to tell us about his life and how he tries to get to us through his family, and he relates it to our literature. And then the other guy said, I really love it that Mr. Ward tries to relate to us, and he really tries to just bring it home. He's always talking about his family, and he uses them as examples. Same class, that's just an evaluation tool. Back when I taught high school, it was literally called the evaluation, and I would always get these check marks. Mr. Ward, you'd be an excellent teacher if you just do your lesson plans, right? So that's a true story. Tupelo High School, right? So how is success measured? How do we look at people and determine who is or who is not successful? So I have this question, and it came to me just a few years ago. As Ms. Begnaud said, I've been trying to work on some student success things for about 3 years. We were on a school trip with Eli. He was at UAB on a junior preview day, and they mentioned something about supplemental instruction. I thought, that sounds like a great idea. We have people who are literally taking the same class 3 or 4 times, and that's not even on their list of things that they have to take. They've got to take Comp 1 and college algebra, and they're still in beginning English the 3rd time. That's not right. Okay, and it's not right, and it's not the teacher's fault. It's not the students. We just got to offer them something. We got to, push. So I'm just trying to push a little bit. The question that I had was, is the student who comes to my class, makes an A on every paper, more successful than the person who dropped my class, comes back the next semester and makes a B? Who was more successful? You tell me. You don't know the answer, do you? Right? You've been told, well, the person who makes an A, because A Standard, success, excellent. What about the person who went to college for a year, dropped out to get married, stayed out of school for a decade, raised 3 kids, worked at night, right? Very rarely ever home. Came back to school and decided to go get a degree in education, okay? Taught for 7 years, decided that's not what my purpose is in life, and is now back in school, right? In nursing school. Would you say that person's unsuccessful because I don't know are they ever going to get it right? I know she feels that way. That's my wife. And let me tell you what she is right now. Last semester of nursing school, she's knocking out every test. She aced every test in her education classes. She was the best teacher I've ever met, honestly, right? She is successful whether she ever goes to school, whether she ever completes nursing school, whether she had ever taught a single day. Why? She got these 3 boys right here, right? I like you. You can smile, guys. I like you, right? I told them I was going to talk about them, but I wasn't going to say anything bad. And so, but on the outside looking in, we would look at someone like that and say, well, I don't know. Yo, that's success. So what I just wanted to talk about tonight was just a little bit like, how do we measure that success? This is going to sound terrible. Who are we to decide who is successful, right? That sounds awful, but it's really true because we think in these like compartmentalized boxes of this is what this is what this is what this is, right? I just want to kind of expand our thinking. So I want to just start by showing you, is this going to work? Crossing the bar, attaining student success. We'll talk about that title just in a minute because who knows where it came from, right? So one of the greatest successes that I know of was born out of what was one of the greatest failures my father thought he ever had, right? So when I was 13, 14, 15, my father and my uncle owned a furniture business, right? And you may not have known that, but I grew up in the furniture factory. I was popping staples at the early age of 14. I'm glad I'm a teacher now because I could not do that for the rest of my life. And there are a lot of people that could. I couldn't. My dad was a very successful businessman. My uncle was a very successful businessman. They were running 3 buildings, and they had many, many employees. And then the salesman, out of lack of communication, began to sell more than we could make. And we were running day and night. And so to the tune of about what, Mom, $150,000, somewhere between that and $200,000 in debt. Just outsold everything we could do. And then they ran off. My dad had to shut all 3 buildings down. He had to lay off every employee who depended on him, and he was miserable. And my uncle was popping Rolaids every day. Popping Rolaids at a multiple rate every day because so what do? Do we do bankruptcy? Well, let's just do bankruptcy, right? My dad said, we are not doing that. My uncle said, we are not doing that. And so what we did was we stopped everything, and we moved into this building. And it looks exactly today like it did back in 1992. And this is an old milk barn converted into a furniture factory. You want to see the inside? There you go. It looks exactly today pretty much like it did then. And that's where I worked from the age of 14 to about the age of 34. Okay? Every day, every night, after football practice, after class, on Saturdays. My wife and I were married on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It came here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was there. I would leave church and go there lots of nights until the day that my dad wrote that last check to that last debt and said, I'm done. And I'll tell you, I don't know if I've ever seen him happier than at that moment, right? Because, not just because he had paid everybody off, because he set a goal, and I'm not going to do this, I'm going to do the other thing, right? I'm going to do the thing that's harder, that's much harder. I'm going to do that thing. And then he did it, right? And he wrote that check out, and the burden's gone off the shoulders, right? My uncle, he like puts the Rolaids down and picks up a milk dud instead. It was like a great day, yeah? So when I talk about success, it takes different looks. Okay? And this is what I do when I teach. Most people would bring an iPad. I just have the old notepad here. So let's get back then to the actual presentation. So when I said attaining success, crossing the bar, and you thought about bars, you probably thought about that, right? You were hoping that I'd talk about Kit Kat bars because they are fantastic. That's my favorite kind of bar. You might have hoped that I was going to talk about this, an actual bar. That picture's for my boy Keith because his favorite show is Cheers, and that's the bar from Cheers. So shout out to Keith Morris back there. That's what you get for me keeping you a little longer than you wanted to. So you might have hoped that it was about that, but instead, it's actually about something called above the bar and crossing the bar. So a few years ago, I think, Brother Gore, we asked you this about a month ago about when we used this motto here at ICC, the idea of above the bar. What does it mean to be above the bar? So when I decided, I thought, well, I could call it above the bar because it kind of means the same thing. But then I thought about crossing the bar and what it's the same, but it's different.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renasant Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renasant Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
He's got some and I got some
I don't know about your but impatience doesn't equal spicy. Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good or a bad
Would you rather eat in the car or eat at the dinner table at home?
Rather eat in the car.
You can turn on some tunes, dancing, eating. You know how weird we'd look if we did this at the kitchen table?
Sonic Wacky Pack.
Right now, we just having a good time.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renasant replay. Make the right call with Renasant and get cell phone protection with Renasant Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renasant replay. Sign up for Renasant Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Welcome back one final time to the ICC Hour being presented by Renasant Bank. We're going to close out the show with Nathan Ward's presentation as we jump ahead due to time constraints. But before I let you go, I do want to remind you to visit iccms.edu for the latest information on Itawamba Community College. You can also follow Itawamba CC on your favorite social media platform. And for what seems to be the constant changing athletic schedules this year, I do want you to visit letsgoicc.com and follow Let's Go ICC on social media for more information on ICC athletics. Now, if you haven't got enough information about ICC, Dr. Jay Allen will join the JT show tomorrow right around that 11 o'clock hour to talk about ICC and some of the great things that's going on here. He's going to be spending some of his time down in Jackson with the legislative season going on right now. So yeah, tune in right back here at 101.9 FM, right around, I said, about 11:05, 11:06, whenever Dr. Allen will join the JT show there. I'm Adam Gore. I hope you have a blessed week, and we'll see you right back here next week at 1:06 for the ICC Hour. But now, back to Nathan Ward as he finishes out the show with his Mississippi Humanities Teacher of the Year presentation.
In a perfect world, everybody works together for everybody else's success in a perfect world, but we really only are working for our own success. We don't live in that perfect world. But in a perfect world, the student comes to you wanting to learn. The teacher comes to you every day wanting to teach you. The administration is fully supportive of all your goals and what you want to do in your classroom. And the parents love everything about what you're trying to do in that classroom. I mean, they're so supportive. They're like handing you money. I don't think you get paid enough. So if you don't mind, let me slide you $20. Go to RJ's, get you a burger on me. That has never happened, but that's what in a perfect world, right? I loved this motto that ICC had about being above the bar because it always made me think. I wanted to think about what that bar meant. And our tagline to that, and even though we don't use it anymore, and I get, we've got to stay current, it always just made me think. Whether it was good or bad, I don't know. Whether we liked it, didn't like it, I just liked it because it made me think. It said, be better, accomplish more, make a difference. And I liked that. But then I thought about the idea of being above the bar. That comes from the idea of setting the bar, right? Setting the bar, you've heard of setting the bar, pole vaulting or high jump. Look at me. I neither pole jump or pole vault, right? Or high jump. That's not happening. I need something that I could relate to, right? I cannot relate to people that take poles and jump high in the air. It just doesn't work that way. So when I have in crossing the bar and above the bar, while it kind of is the same, it fits me better for just a couple of reasons. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. So I just wanted to take just about 5 minutes and kind of show you the difference in playing above the bar and crossing the bar. And Seth probably had to push play on this here in just a minute. We're not going to watch this whole thing, so when I say cut, you can cut.
So we'll get back to the final results of that race in a moment, but now Monica Duplantis takes center stage. A second attempt at 20 feet 2 inches. A new world best outdoors. Has already broken the world record earlier this year, doing it twice indoors. Second attempt. And that time he got it.
How awesome is that? Yeah, I can't do that. That's okay, brother Seth. That's
Best
good right
ever
there.
indoors and now best.
So he sets a world record indoor. He had just set the world record for outdoor. 20 feet, 2 inches in the air, he jumps over a bar. That's the idea of setting the bar. What's he going to do next? 20 feet, 4 inches, right? He's going to keep setting the bar higher. And while I get that, for me, the idea of crossing the bar just kind of worked a little better because I'm a literature teacher. I teach lit. The poet Tennyson wrote Crossing the Bar. I teach Crossing the Bar, right? So I started to go with that. I decided to go with that. So before I look at the poem itself, let's just let you look at what it means to cross the bar. So when you are, it's a nautical term, right? So you're in a ship, right? And you're trying to go out into the ocean. So let's talk about this for a moment. You ever been in a swimming pool? Okay. I'm a shallow end kind of guy, right? And so I walk very carefully. If you've got the regular pool, what happens? You keep going a little deeper and a little deeper and a little deeper. And then all of a sudden, what happens to all that stuff that was just under your feet just a minute ago? It's gone, right? What you have done in that swimming pool is you have just crossed the bar, right? So if you're out on the beach, I remember us going to the beach as a young child or as a teenager, and my dad cut out into the ocean, right? He was just walking. You can walk a really long way out into the Gulf of Mexico, and you can still see body and all that kind of stuff. What's going to happen if you walk out far enough? What you were just stable on is now gone, and you're out in open water. So the same thing kind of happens here. In this poem that we're going to talk about in just a moment, Tennyson's talking about crossing that bar, and he's talking about it in a ship, but it's a metaphor for life, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But in a bar, you've got this river mouth that opens up to the ocean. You got all that coming in and all this trying to get out, and it makes for some very treacherous living, my friends. So we're going to watch a video from, I think we are. Yeah. Nope. We're going to watch a video from, oh, come on, man. How many buttons am I pushing here? Okay, we're going to watch a video from Deadliest Catch. I would like you to listen to what the people say about having to cross this bar.
Just off the coast of Oregon. 50 fathoms below the water's surface. Thousands of crab pots soak on the ocean floor. The 2016 Dungeness Crab Derby has begun. In the Pacific Northwest, most boats fish just a few hours from shore.
We are going to run for town.
With gear practically soaking in their backyard, the fleet heads home and waits for the crab to crawl in.
Head to town, get bait on, ready to roll.
Getting ready to cross the bar, gentlemen.
But the only way to get back to port is by crossing the Newport Bar.
All area is 2 to 4 foot. Long ocean swells is 6 foot on the series.
Located within a mile from shore, this treacherous stretch of water is closely monitored by the Coast Guard.
6-6 Tower, you have a vessel coming out from the south about 1.5 miles offshore. How copy?
This bar can be terrifying. That bar will kill you. I mean, you gotta respect it.
The river bar is a passageway between two man-made jetties connecting Newport Harbor to the Pacific Ocean. Under the surface, water from the harbor flows out, colliding with currents coming in, creating monster waves that can exceed 30 feet. It's impossible to tell when or where these waves will strike. If a boat is in their path, destruction is almost certain, and survival is rare.
And unfortunately, that is what school feels like to a whole lot of students. Tell me I'm wrong. That's what it feels like. You hear what the guy said? The bar is terrifying. The bar will kill you, is what it said. So when I thought about, could I talk about pole vaulting over a bar? Yeah, that's great. We could talk about exceeding expectations and man's reach should exceed his grasp. But that one seems more like what students go through. And like I went through in college algebra and physical science and math for teachers 1, which just was a mess, right? That seemed more in tune of what we were talking about. So let me find my spot real quick. I'm going to look at this poem with you, okay? And this is by Mr. Alfred Lord Tennyson. So now that you know what the bar is and what that all is talking about, the poem will make a little more sense. So, sunset and evening star and one clear call for me. And let there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. But such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam, when that which drew from out of the boundless deep turns again home. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. It doesn't take but just a couple of leaps and a half a jump to realize that he's talking about life and death and eternity, okay? So you're on the shore, you're on safety, you're good, life is happening. Then when you get to that bar, that's death, and then open water is eternity, okay? And so he's talking about when I leave this world, let there be no moaning, let there be no sadness, just let me go. Just let me go. All that treacherous stuff, I hope it's just a calm, peaceful, no moaning of the bar. Let the tide be moving as if it seems asleep. I don't want to go out hard. I want to go out soft. It's okay if I just fall asleep and not wake up. Something along those lines. We all interpret things differently, but I looked at it and said, you know what? If the bar is that treacherous where people are begging it not to be harsh on them, I want to talk about that just a little bit. So this is where the whole crossing the bar came from, because that is a treacherous journey to get across that into open water where you feel a semblance of okay, right? There is some unknown to eternity, and that's not what I'm talking about. There's also some unknown when you figure out what it is you're supposed to do, and now the person says, all right, now go do it, right? Just go do it. Dr. Summerall gives me a task, and I say, all right, I'm going to be able to go talk to her about a whole lot of stuff. And she says, Nathan, the thing I like about you is that when I tell you to do something, you just take it and go. So one time in her office, I walked up and she said, what do you want? I said, I just want you to tell me yes. And she said, well, okay then, yes. I said, I figure if I'm doing it wrong, you'll tell me to stop. And she does. So what I wanted to do was to look at this. I had just a few points just about what it means to be successful. And in my view, when I see successful people, and in my own life, whenever I feel that I have been successful, this is what I see, okay? So I'll try to move on through this. So for the first one here, most people who are successful, they know what is ahead, and they navigate accordingly. And they seek success on a personal level. In other words, no one else really tells them how they should feel about themselves. If we would just take that away, I think most of the world would be okay, right? They need to navigate accordingly by knowing what is ahead. When students come into my class, the first thing we talk about is this is what's expected of you this semester, and no, it's not going to be nice and neat. It's going to be, I need you to make every little thing be correct. Little things make a big difference. I know you don't care about font. I know you don't care about font size. I know you don't care about margins. I know you, and look, honestly, neither do I. Here's what I care about. Can you follow the rules? Not only that, will you follow the rules? Because a person that will follow the rules can be successful.
Brought to you by Renasant Bank, the bank that understands you. Learn more at RenasantBank.com.